Hi muckers, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hi, how are you doing? It is currently 6:13 a.m. Sunday the 10th of April, and I'm about to go to bed, which sounds weird because it's like 6 a.m. I've been, up working all night, cleaning all night. I took the animals to the park. I went out, with the animals late last night, or well, this night. It's all like one for me right now. And then yeah, so we're here, and I've been going to bed at like now time for the past maybe 3 weeks or something like that. And I've kind of talked about this recently, where I hope it's not annoying, by the way, that I have it like low on my face, the lighting. I was going for an artistic choice. I don't know if it is bad or not. Do we hate it or do we love it? I don't know. There we go, you can see a little bit more now. So anyway, I've been waking up at like 5 p.m, 7 p.m for the past like 2 weeks, and because I've been going to bed like when morning starts. And this is like a really weird routine that I did whenever I first moved into my apartment, and it's to the day a year since I moved in. I actually got Tyler, my kitty, this day last year, which is crazy. And I feel like I've been looking back and thinking a lot, like mentally regressing to like this time last year to like see what I feel like I've grown, what I've done. And I feel like in the process of that, I've started living like how I did whenever I first moved in. I feel like I'm like mentally regressing back. I've been doing the same routine with the dogs. I've been doing the same things with the cats that I haven't done in like a year, like certain routine kind of things, especially with the dogs. I'm like on my game right now, like not to toot my own horn with YouTube videos, like I like have it down right now, and I haven't for months. And I've been like keeping up my contacts with like my friends and family over text because I haven't been seeing anyone. I haven't left my apartment in 3 weeks, and if you would have, there's a boat going past, if you would have told me last month that I would have gone 3 weeks without leaving my apartment, I would have been like, you're insane, because I have been going out so much with my friends. We've been going to parties, we've been living it up ever since restrictions were lifted within the UK. And I just there was one night where it kind of shifted, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to talk to anyone, I don't want to be around anyone. And that's really weird because that always happens with me, and it happens with my brother Sean as well, where we are very social people, and I would say that I'm a really social person. I love talking with people, I love hanging out with people, I love it so much. But I love it until I don't, and then something just like switches, and I don't want to like be around anyone. Like I will still talk to people like over text or over the phone, but my like social battery of like in person is shocking right now. There's the boat that went past is like driving off into like the sunrise, and it is so beautiful right now. I think I'm too late to take a picture of it. Am I too late? Okay, I got it. I need to show you this. So beautiful. Okay, wait. Let me show you this. You really can't see, but it's the... No, you can't really see, but it's the boat going off into the most beautiful sunrise. So my social battery feels like it's recouped now. You know what I mean? I've had enough time. I would love going to see people and hang out with my friends and stuff. The only reason I'm now not doing it is because I'm going to America this week, and I'm not quarantining, but I'm just like staying in so that I'm staying safe before because I have to get a test to go to America, so obviously I want to be negative. And get it out, baby, get it out. So I'm just making sure that I'm safe and healthy for when I go. So I feel like I've now recharged my social batteries, and I feel like I can go back into the world again. Because let me tell you, for a good few days, the thought of being around people was the last thing I wanted. And I think my reasoning for sitting out here and talking to you is kind of like your opinion on social battery and talking to people, and maybe dependency on people, and alone time. And I feel like there's such a stigma around alone time. And I went through a period last year, probably most of last year actually, because I didn't have any friends. I only met my friends in Brighton this year, basically. And for the first like half of the year of last year, I knew nobody and I had like no friends, so I was alone most of the time. And I hated it at the start, and then I learned to love it. And then I learned to love it so much that I started going on trips. And the reason I love trips so much is because I do have a lot of alone time, because I love it. Like, it's self done, I guess. Like, I've done it myself. I want to be alone. So I spend a lot of time in like my apartment or back home in my house or whatever. And that can get quite boring, and I still want to be by myself. Like, I could go out with my friends, but I want to go out by myself. So I'll go to Paris, or I'll go to whatever, and I've saved up my money. Especially I like worked real hard during the lockdowns. So a lot of people always ask, like, how do you like financially work out your trips or whatever. I hate to say it, but save. I love to say that I go on like shopping sprees. I've actually never said that in my entire life. I'm just trying to like pretend I would. No, I think I'm like smart with my money, because I wasn't smart with my money for so long. I wasn't smart with my money all of 2021, I'm gonna be honest with you. Within like personal buys, I'm not talking about like trips or anything, I'm talking about like personal buys. I really rushed into a lot of things. And so this year I feel like I've worked it out. So again, going back to the conversation of like mentally regressing to last year, which is why I'm like on the same routine I was last year, it's because I've been having a lot of time by myself. And I hate to say it, y'all, I've been loving it. Like, if you see my social medias, I've been posting a lot of social activities that I've been doing since basically non-stop since December of last year with my friends and stuff. And as much as I love my friends and stuff, like I love my friends to the moon and back, and I have a big friend group, and then ones within that I'm closer with, I just love them all so much. But I'm in a stage now where we have such a great relationship, all of us, that I can be distant for a bit, and then they'll be like, is everything okay? And I'll be like, I just need to recharge my social battery. And they're like, alright, okay, we'll see you whenever you're done. And then a couple other people in the group have done that too, and they've disappeared for a couple of weeks, or they've disappeared for a couple months. For me, it's always like 2 weeks. I always take like 2 weeks by myself. And I would love to know about your alone time, like what your go-to things are. It's fascinating to me that people are like starting their day. You know what I mean? Like, people are starting their day today. Like, these people are on a boat, and I'm pretty sure they can see me now because I'm the only one out. Should I wave? Oh, they waved at me. Oh no, they didn't actually. They're holding onto a pole. Bitch, wave at me. No one else is fucking waving to you. Hello? Oh, she waved. That was fun. Oh, I feel... Turns out she was waving the first time. Oh no, the guy's looking. Oh my god, I'm so tired. So, anyways, I would love to know your opinion on the alone time stuff, because it's one of my favorite topics to talk about ever. I've really been loving it. Also, another thing I want to talk about is I have been looking at old videos and old pictures of myself and stuff, and for some reason it makes me so sad. Like, am I the only person who... I surely can't be. Like, when I look back on like videos or pictures of me as like a toddler or a child or whatever, I don't look at it like, oh my god, that's so cute. I will start crying, and I will be so upset by it. And I've had this conversation with my friends before, and I've never had it on camera, people don't understand why. Like, a lot of my friends are like, no, I look back on, pictures with like me and my nana, and I just think it's so sweet. And if I see a picture of myself and my nana, who by the way is still alive, thank God, I love her. um Whenever I see pictures of me and her, and I'm like a toddler, and she's, like an old woman in the picture, and she's still an old woman, no shade, but like older. um Whenever I see a picture of us, I will literally just burst into tears. I get so upset because I immediately am thinking about, oh my god, that's me. I'm so innocent. I so didn't know like what was to come, and that there were so many great things with so many like heartbreaking moments and just like awful like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at like me in younger pictures. As dramatic as that sounds, just like personal, things that I had to get past, and that relates to anyone. And whenever I look at like my nana in a picture, I'm like, oh my god, like there were so many, moments with her. And as morbid as this sounds, like with especially my grandparents, I'm not living back where they are anymore. I, get a lot more anxiety around the fact that I'm not, with them at this part of their life, which, is their oldest yet. That's something I struggle with a lot, and looking back on pictures and stuff is like really sad for me. And the weirdest thing was looking back on young pictures of my parents. Now my parents are young. I'm not saying this as this is so embarrassing because they're both watching this, but I recently went home and discovered a bunch of pictures of like my mom and dad when they were like my age, right? Like 21 to like 23, 24. And I will literally just like cry over them. And I think it's just because the same way I'm like, oh, I didn't know what was ahead of me, like looking at, I'm like, they didn't know what was ahead of them, like this was before they had children, or like were they even planning on having 3 children, was I even like thing. And for them, like the personal things that individually, like emotionally, they probably had to go through. I mean, if I've gone through a bunch by the time I'm 21, every person goes through like things that they're dealing with inside. Like, I'm like, they didn't know if they had them things coming up. And it's like, oh my god, there's so many things. And it's like, my goodness gracious, I know, oh, that's Gomez trying to get out. And one of the other things is like, I literally will just like think about like, if I had met my parents whenever I'm my age now, whenever they're my age. So like, if I was to meet my parents whenever they're both 19, like now, just as like looking at them from like an outsider's point of view, how would that be like? And also, if I had my way, if I had a couple wishes, it actually would probably be my number one wish, selfishly. I would love to go back now as a 19-year-old and like hang out with like my 4-year-old self. I've thought about this. 4-year-old self, 8-year-old self, and 11th-year-old self. I've thought about this. I would love to hang out with him as me, but like we both knew we were each other. So like, I would be 19, he would be 11. Like, we would be able to like reminisce about our stories, and I would like have to tell myself as like a younger person what his opinions were of things that I've done, like my tattoos and like where I'm at and moved away and stuff like that. It's like, it would be my biggest dream ever, but like obviously something that'll never happen. Also, has anyone ever dived into spirit guides? Oh my god, I did a meditation class once, and it was about spirit guides or something like that, and it was like talking to your spirit guide, and I was like, this is bullshit. I literally started crying because the first time, I've done it twice, the first time I did it, it was my granny, and I have very limited experiences and or memories with my granny. But bitch, did I know everything about her whenever I was in this meditation class. Like, you go to like a place and they come, whatever, and you sit and talk and ask them. I was like in shock. She was telling me things about herself that I had never thought of before, but I remember my dad maybe mentioning, I hear him say it like 12 years ago or something like that. And I was like, damn, this bitch got the facts. Oh, love Granny. Oh my god, I'm not. Bitch is a cool word. as an endearing word. So, that was one. And then the second one was me as an 11-year-old. And it was so interesting. It was. Why do I have hair here? I've had a hair there entire. There you are, you bastard. As an 11-year-old, and I would love to know people's opinions on spirit guides. Again, I want to say that I've never like seen my spirit guide outside of that one time. I wish that it was like two very like cool experiences. Emotional experiences. And so I know people talk about like they see their spirit guide in everyday life, and it tells them what to do, or it guides them, whatever. I haven't seen mine since. I think mine are just too lazy. I think between Granny and fucking 11-year-old Adam, they're just fucking sleeping or something, watching Garfield. So bastard hair, literally. I'm gonna, sorry, I know this is fucking riveting content, but I shan't continue until I've got it. Possibly got it. Anyway, love to know your opinion on spirit guides, and what your take is on it. If you've ever experienced it, there's a YouTube video that is really great for a guided meditation for spirit guides, and I might link it below, actually, in the pinned comment. And if people haven't watched this, but they're going to be so confused. But anyway, that was like one of the things that was playing in the class, and so I'll link that below if any of you want to go into that. And I would say go in with the same attitude I had. Like, I was like, alright, whatever. And I went in and I was like willing for it to work, but I was also willing for it not to work. And so that's when I feel like you have the most natural experiences with it. But yeah, and I wasn't even forcing it either time. Like, I know whenever people tell me stories like that, I'm like, is you lying? But whenever you have it yourself, it's like a completely game changer. So I will link that below, and I would love your take on it, and your take on it in general. I would actually really appreciate that, because I actually haven't spoken to many of my friends about that. We've spoken about other stuff, but we've never specifically spoken about that, so I would really like to know your take on it. That would be really cool. This is so beautiful. Do you ever have like flashbacks, and like you will be like looking out? So for me, looking out and I'm seeing Brighton Pier, I'll be like staring at it for long enough, right, in like a haze, and I will just be like back in secondary school in math class, 2 p.m. Like, I'll just like mentally go somewhere that was in my past, and then I'll be like, and flash back to it. And I actually think I've spoken about this in a live stream, and a lot of people knew what I was talking about, and they were like, yes. What was the other things? There was something where I was on a plane flying somewhere, and I was, you know, looking out the window, and then I literally flashed back to like a moment whenever I was going to Turkey with my family when I was 8 years old, in the exact same, and I was, you know, like 8-year-old me, like hands and stuff. And it was like so weird. And whenever it happens, it doesn't happen much, but it happens, you know, when it happens, sorry, it's quite intense. It happened to me whenever I was in Paris. I think it's like crazy deja vu that like will link you back years. It's intense, and you'll literally just get like a random flashback that you think you've never thought about ever in your life, that you didn't even know you were storing. Speaking of like storing memories and stuff, Inside Out is probably like the best Pixar movie ever. I would say ever. I think they're all great. Oh god. Oh, also, this will be my final thing. So because I've been seeing so many people go past in boats, my friends Rachel and Oliver are in Spain right now, and yesterday they went on a boat where they went on a boat in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea and they were just driving around themselves. And I got so sad when I saw it because last summer I did that exact same thing with them, but only I was there, and I got the worst deja vu ever, and it like ruined my day. So I like want to, or not deja vu, FOMO. Fuck me, two different things. Well, I mean, deja vu works in that context too. I got the worst FOMO, and I haven't had FOMO in like a long time, but I want to know, if you're listening to this part, what kind of things do you get FOMO about? Because I got FOMO for that. And it was not fun. I was so sad. This is just so beautiful. What time is it right now? 6:34. Why are T-Pages mentioning me in their story? Oh. To tag me about Trisha Paytas again. Love it. So yeah, I really enjoyed sitting out here and talking to you. I'm going to go to bed. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna get this video up and then go to bed. That'll be 4 videos up today. Holy fuck. Intense, but I love you and thank you for sitting and talking if you did. Please let me know your thoughts on what I said, and goodbye.